bothering me? Why is that setting me off? Why am I triggered? Why is that word triggering me? Why do I feel like taking them out of here? That's a trigger. Why is that triggering you? Why is that bothering you? That's where your work begins. We need to go over there. But see, everybody is blaming everybody for what's going on, and nobody's sitting still long enough to say, okay, yeah, this is me. We're taught God is on the outside of us in the great by and by. He is not. God is on the inside of us waiting to be tagged into our battles. Just like 2 Corinthians 10 and Ephesians 6 says the same thing. We're fighting principalities, rulers of the darkness, and spiritual wickedness in high places. That is when they are strongholds over certain cities. That's why they call hub cities. See, the hub cities used to be all African American or FBA, all black. But see, they started having massacres and they started taking over stuff. Dallas, Atlanta, Wilmington. Let's talk about it all. When they had huge massacres, I could call out years where they was taking them out from 1863 all the way up to 1933. That ain't that far away. That lets you know, and they say get over it. This is after the Civil War. This is coming from the same people who lost but still hold the Confederate flag, but tell people that are FBA to get over it. How about you put down that Confederate flag? Since I got to get over it, why would you get over it? Didn't you lose? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. This is what every ascended master had to fight against. The mindsets of us who complain but don't want to do the work because it's going to cause some uncomfortability or don't know how to, and it causes a dip in morale because you can't get out because it's ancestral and generational. Everybody in your family done it for the last 1,000 years. For the last 1,000 years, everybody's done it. So to get out, it requires one to get uncomfortable, to get past the plateau of complacency, complicitness. Oh, I'm not gonna take a side. You did the minute you got complicit. This is how we've always done it. You just took a side. When are we going to respect each other? Like for real? Yes, the FBAs was here first. We know that. But when are we also going to see that everybody's life is important? What are you willing to bring to life? What's your dream? Have you sat and thought with that for a minute? You can change the world with the one thing that you do that lights up the whole world and be like, superstar. Fight for your dream while hurting none. God said you could be whatever you want as long as you don't hurt yourself and nobody else. We've learned a lot in the last few weeks. We found out the illusion over this country is gone. And the people that we trusted in don't know how to keep their pants up, men and women. Do what is right for you. No one lives your life but you. Don't nobody live that life but you. We don't know what you fighting secretly. Be sovereign and not controlled. Think for yourself and have critical thinking. If you protect those that can't and don't know how to protect themselves, do so. Bring your dream to life no matter what you see in front of you. Fight for your dream because that's your covenant you have with God. May the force be with you as you go, and may the power of God be in your heart as you move. There are some freebies and a link from the podcast of the Women's Level Up that was done in May of 2025, as well as magazines I was in September, October, December, and January. Look in the description below to find the things that truly light you up and leave everything else behind. I cannot wait to talk to you soon. Remember, I placed a link to my own personal bookstore. Thank you, God. Yeah. Confirmation, Bert. My books incorporate the essence of God. If you want to feel the presence of God, read In the Garden with the Father, Understanding True Intimacy. Let's read an excerpt. Page 102. Cease to worry. Only focus on what I've called you to do. I know some things seem frustrating, but trust my voice in all the distractions and frustrations. I'll never leave you or forsake you. That's Hebrews 13 and 5. And then I have two other books, Befriending the Shadow, Unshakable Peace, Unstoppable Change. Both of those are shadow activity books because I saw a lot of shadow workbooks, but I didn't see any activity books that have fun. And God said, well, make it. I said, well, say less. So you get a word of knowledge. Then you get the exercise. Some of it you're gonna find yourself on a hunt around the house. It's like three of them. And you're gonna find yourself on a hunt around the house looking for stuff. It's quite fun. And then number three, you're gonna have shadow questions. Not so fun because you're gonna be looking at yourself in the mirror and asking yourself deep questions, the stuff that you try to run away from. Don't run, sit, enjoy. Okay? Sit with it. Your inner child and your inner teenager wants to be seen. Allow yourself to be seen by you first. Then you also have a color. The fourth thing you get is a color page. God asked him to keep between the age of 5 and 10. Why? Most childhood wounding happens between the age of 5 and 10. It can happen after 10, but most of it happens between 5 and 10 because the people that was meant to protect you, they didn't even know how to protect themselves. Okay. And then by the age of 7, it is solidified in your system. By the age of 10, if nobody came and stopped, it is really in your system. By the age of 21 and 25, it is now your responsibility to find a way to heal because it's no longer the responsibility of the adults that are in your life. And then you have the fifth thing. This is the 4 pages, the 22 chapters per book, but you have 4 pages of drawing, sketching, doodling, doing whatever you want to write down, your dreams, your visions, your goals, everything all in one place. Why? Because the closer you get to God, whoever you call God, you start having Stranger Things, X-Files, Twilight Zone moments, and Doctor Who moments. Because you will look up at a billboard and it say exactly what you need to hear. You take a picture, click, you look back up, it don't say that no more, but you got it in your phone. If you try to show somebody, oh, you made it up yourself. You made it up on AI. Nobody's gonna believe you except the people that have had their own spiritual experiences. And then you go outside, you see a van that has exactly what you need to hear. See, and you take a picture of you like, man, look at you guys. Then you go to a business, and as soon as you get to the business, the whole people to be with you. This has happened to me, and there'll be an arrow, and you look down at the arrow, and it say it's inside. And I'm like, it is inside. And I say, you know what, God, I thank you. Everything I need is on the inside, and I thank you for it now. I thank you for it right now. I was just thanking God for that right. You just hit. And then and it, and you just write all your stuff down and just keep it all in one spot. You see what I'm saying? And then also I have two books that's already on the New York Times bestseller list. Influence and Impact with Chris Voss. Mindset Matters with Jack Canfield. They're already on the New York Times bestseller list, and you can pick them up anywhere books are sold. Okay. Just so excited about that. I am. I'm just so excited about that. No matter what your background, because God don't care. God don't care nothing about your background. God knows everything about you and still loves you. He knows everything that you do in the booth, in the back, in the dark, and God still loves you. Okay. Notebooks and journals for all, because everywhere you go, God goes. Remember that God is in your heart. Notebooks and journals for all, coloring books that help in meditating and recalibrating the mind. Nothing like a grown-up coloring. I'm excited about that venture. Don't forget about your link for the 105 spiritual laws that govern the earth. Um, Remember, we're no longer underneath the laws, the Mosaic laws. We're under love and grace. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter and the juicy updates and the upcoming events. You want to sign up because there's a lot of stuff going on. Don't forget about your adjective and your 400 values PDF. You put them together and you can change your whole life in seconds. Okay? Because this ain't nothing but a hologram. When you really see it, it's so you can go ahead and apologize to Kanye West because he was right. We are Sam's characters. Look at the new link for the school app. Come on and visit with me a little bit. Come on over there and visit with me. You'll see the link down there in the description as well. I was inducted into the new class of Who's Who and Influential Women at the end quarter of 2025 and Women Worldwide. I'm so glad that God don't forget nothing that you do. God don't forget none of that. You see what I received in 2017? I pray you can see it. Can you see it? There it is. There it is. 2017. I was doing work with my nonprofit, Refuge Women's Transition Center. I was bringing teenage girls and women out of sex trafficking. I had a lot of help, and then I looked up and they went to go help somebody else with a bigger name do the same thing I was doing. God said, let it go. Leave it alone. And then I was helping young girls that came out that they were LGBTQAI and pregnant to their parents, and their parents kicked them out. And I said, wait, I'm bringing too many girls out of this. We can't do this. And so I said, okay, come to the building that I'm in, or you can go over here to the teen center. All right. And then I was helping domestic violence victims, women, and I helped in so many numerous ways. But you know what? We lost two because they went back more than once and they lost their lives in the process. I don't judge nobody. You know why? Because we have a lot of people that are addicted to things. We have people that is addicted to cigarettes and their lung is about to come out of their body and they still smoking. Or people that go to the emergency room because they have issues with smoking weed and they come back from the hospital and still smoke weed because they're addicted. And then you have people that is addicted to going to the gym and they go to the gym 2 to 3 times a day. Then you got people that's addicted to working out. They work out 4 to 5 times a day because they just addicted to working out because it feels good to them. It hits the endorphins. I don't judge anybody because, look, if I judge them, I got to judge me. And yeah. And then I was helping people that lost everything in house fires and floods. And people knew I had a nonprofit, so they was always giving to me. I had beds, I had flat screen TVs, I had clothes and shoes and everything to get your life started all over again. Okay. And so I had to just move everything from the house and put it inside of a storage unit. And people would come and I would say, how many rooms do you need? And they would tell me, I said, only take what you need, but you can pick whatever you want, but only take what you need because other people are coming. And then I was giving them toiletry bags, and then I gave the women the female toiletry bags, and then I also was giving what you call that, phenol polish remover, because what we fail to realize is when you have lost everything, you don't have anything to show. You like, I pray somebody help them. That's all you got to say. They're in your neighborhood. If you can help, help. If not, don't worry about it. Don't beat yourself up about that. And then I gave them a $20 gift card. Why? Because yes, the Red Cross was assisting. However, through that bureaucracy and that red tape that they got to go through to get the assistance, I made sure that they could get some underwear right now. But they finna go to a hotel room. They don't have no underwear. They don't have none of that. Okay, just give them a card that they can put some money on repeatedly because it's a refillable card. Okay. And then this young lady reached out to me because I was all over social media talking about, I'm looking for a family to help for this Thanksgiving. And she said, and she reached out to me, inboxed me, I need help. And I said, say less. So I reached out, found out what was needed. I used my budget of honey baked ham, and then I gave her $150 worth of groceries. And then I found out about more families that was about to get laid off. And then I put put all the names in a bowl, pulled them out, two families, made sure their kids got 2 gifts for Christmas each, and then went to honey baked ham, gave them honey baked ham. That is my go-to because that's my budget. Okay. When you're doing things on a fixed budget, you find out what works and you do it with you. And then I made sure they received $150 worth of groceries. Then I helped 2 women go to therapy. And then I sent them to therapy for 3 to 6 months. Then I gave them either $250 or 100. I think it was $250 worth of groceries. You can see all of that on my website at www.rwt as in Tom, C as in Charlie.org. Okay. God said, whatever you do in private, He rewards you in public. And I thank God for all of that. God don't need all that fanfare. I posted the pictures up on my website, so if people say, what have you done, they can see what I've done for, with what I had. Because God don't need all that fanfare. God is faithful, and I'm thankful for everything I am. Don't forget to look at the link to receive 25% off your first order. This is the company that I use along with All Natural Remedies when I was given a diagnosis in 2017 of breast cancer. They told me I had 6 months to live, and I said, the devil is a lie. I didn't take any of that cancer treatment. God said if I took anything, I was gone in a week. And I said, not I said the cat. I like looking at myself in the mirror. And so I took that 100% Silver Shield, the stuff in my backyard. I worked with my naturopathic doctor, pulled down everything that Dr. Sebi said about being alkaline. Yes, I did, because I said, we going to have to fight this sucker for real. And so the doctor said, don't you see it? What do you do? Immediate surgery. I said, look, I don't care what you're saying. I ain't got it. They said, don't you see it? I said, I see it. However, if I say I see it, my cells going to say, oh, we got it. And then they going to start, they ain't fighting no more. And then let me tell you. The minute you tell people what you got, they gonna put you in the ground, because they'll say, "Did you hear about? What did you hear about?" And that is all over the place. Sometimes it's just best to keep it to yourself, okay? Because sometimes you don't know who's got it. You know, you don't want to think that people got stuff in their heart for you, but you don't know. So it's just best to just keep stuff to yourself, okay? So then I said, I bind every disease,